What's up, everybody? It's Bill Mack here, and I'm ready again to release another video. The title for today's video that I'm releasing is about being positive. You know, it's one of the keys that I have to try to, to hope and have the positive steps towards living the life to the very best that I can, and, having that positive outlook on life. That's a very important key for me to have within myself, is having that positivity inside, knowing that, when things are down, that they're not always going to be down. You're not always going to have the best of days. Sometimes you're going to have rough days. And how you're dealing with those rough days is basically, with me, is how I stay positive. And and I'm always telling myself, telling other people, friends, family, whatnot, when they're going through rough times, I say, it's okay. I understand you're going through this rough time, but you know what, it's okay. Stay positive. Always know that no matter how dark the skies seem, daylight's going to come soon. When you're going through these rough times, rest assured that you're not always going to be having rough times to go through. That, something good is along the way. And I tell myself that through life, through situations and things that I've been through, in my life, whether it's been through work, relationships, different things to go on in my life. That's how I've basically tried to handle that and not allow myself to be bogged down and emotionally drained, emotionally down, having a negative or pessimistic outlook on life, is by being positive, is knowing that while I may be going through something rough right now, may not be going through the best of times, I have hope that there's something better along the way. I know myself, and I tell myself, Bill, things are going to be better. Just give it time. It's having that patience that it takes to be positive, because through these days and times of our lives, every one of us all go through rough times and go through rough situations to where it may seem overwhelming to us. It may seem things are bogging us down and that we're in this emotional down point in our lives, but it's important too to stay positive and to fight through it. By being positive, it also allows you to gain strength, that through these rough times that we go through, that we're able to be positive and to gain strength from that, to know that no matter what may happen to us, it's always important for us to stay positive. Whether it's work, granted, say you come in and you have a day of work to where it's a slow day, a boring day, or you just have something happen at work and it kind of brings you down or drags you down a little bit. You come home, you're thinking, well, the rest of the night's going to be the same way. It's just going to be another dull night, another boring night. But, you can't think of it. You can't allow your mind to think in that manner. You have to be positive. You have to tell yourself, hey, just because I went through a rough day at work doesn't mean that my night's going to be the same way. You have to go and put action to that. Try to do things that are going to get yourself out of this loop, to get yourself out of this mindset, and just try to be the best that you can be and have a positive outlook on the rest of your night. Sometimes things naturally happen around you to make it positive, and then there's other times to where you actually physically or emotionally have to do things for it to be positive and for it to happen. But that's the very thing it is to do, because what I have learned is it takes a lot of work to be positive. It's easy to be negative. It's easy to say, oh, well, this is not going to work. That's not going to work. This sucks. I have the suckiest life ever. It's easy to say those things and just feel that way because you're not really working at it. You're just basically letting everything overtake you. But for me, it's saying, sure, things may be sucky now. Sure, it may be a rough point, but you know what? I'm not going to allow what's going on now dictate how I'm going to be down the road, how things are going to be down for me, and how I'm going to be up, and I'm going to be positive about it. I'm going to be optimistic about it, and I know it's going to work. It's like my life, relationship-wise, the same way. It's been over a year and 3 months since my last relationship. which I will definitely get and discuss with you in more detail in another video. But you know, it's been a year and 3 months, but am I pessimistic about it? Am I down about it? You know, no. I've learned to be able to try to handle it and be positive excuse me, and be positive about the situation and say no matter what length of time it is, things are going to work out for me one way or the other. You know, believing the Lord has a plan for us all, and believing and knowing in myself that one day things will happen like they're supposed to. But I can't spend my time being down about not having someone, not having a relationship. But I'm being positive and saying, you know what, things will work out like they're supposed to, and when they get the chance to, then I know they will work. But it's just staying positive and knowing that, you know, is the biggest thing to me that keeps me going from the very moment that I lift my head off my pillow and get up to ready for work until very late at night when I get ready and go to bed. It's that positivity that keeps me going. I use that as my fuel to be able to push myself to go through another day. Because being, like I said earlier, it's so much easier being negative. But being positive, it takes that strength. You have to work at being positive. It's not something that can just happen overnight. You just have to tell yourself things are going to be better. I know they're going to get better. And you have to believe in that. Being positive is that state of mind where you, and that overall aura about you and thoughts and that you have and the direction in your life that you lead to being positive. And that to me is very important, because you have to be positive. You have to present yourself as being positive and not just saying, hey, I'm a positive person, but actually being that person and others seeing that. You know, and I've had a lot of people tell me a lot of times, Bill, you know, I know you seem very positive, and you know, sometimes it might not work for me, and while it may not in the very beginning, you have to give yourself time and work on it. You know, because the environment and things that we're in today, a lot of things can bring us down. But it's that importance of working on being positive that takes us and makes us and builds us our character and our strength within inside of us to be able to show that towards others. And that's one thing that no matter what I may go through, and sure, I have my down times, much like everyone else does, but I don't try very long to keep them that way. I try to have that positive thinking and saying, hey, it's going to work for me, and I know it's going to work for you. We just have to be positive and have a positive outlook on life, because it is so much better, because once you can be positive yourself, it helps you to be positive towards others. Your friends, your family, your neighbors. Others can see that, and hopefully you set that example for others to see that in you, that they themselves can say, well, gee, he's positive. I can be positive as well. And maybe I do need to be positive because I see how he's acting. I see the way he's living, and I see he's not allowing the things he's been through in his life to keep him down, to burden him down, to just be an emotional letdown, you know. And, you know, I'm no different than anyone else. You know, I've lost my family, like my mom, my dad, my grandma passed away in January, you know, my great grandma, my grandpa. I've had, you know, and friends that have passed away, and it's been rough, you know. But the greatest thing is that I've tried to be positive. And while I've dealt with the sad things and the emotional things, I've also tried to keep a positive outlook that, you know, that's a natural part of life. Dying is like living. It's just a natural cycle that we go through. But it's me to know that while I'm still living, I have to be positive. I have to live my life to the very best and fullest that I can. And being positive is the way to go. You know, don't allow anyone ever to put you down. Stay positive within yourself. Whether they call you names, they pick at you, you know, they run you down, they do all these things to you that's negative. That's out there in the world. Negativity is out there in the world, and it happens to all of us. But we as people can't allow the negativity to burden us down. See, that's where it takes being positive to take us up to heights, because then we always have that hope that there's a better tomorrow. We always have that hope that we're able to make it, that we will make it. We will prevail. You know, there's not any obstacles, enemies, or mountains that's going to stop us from where we need to be. You know, that's the great thing about the Lord, is He can bless us and we're able to overcome all these things. Taking strength within ourselves, giving that strength, having that positive outlook on life, and knowing that we have a better day tomorrow than what we do today. But it's just an important thing to me that I have and that I feel within my heart, that I try to do the very best that I can and present myself as being a positive person, which I am, and trying to be that towards others and doing the very best that I can, and just trying to share that positivity with other people. It's a very important thing, and I just want to share with all of you of staying positive. No matter how low you may get, don't allow negativity to be like quicksand and bring you down. Don't let that negative quicksand pull you underneath where you can't breathe. Don't let that negative quicksand draw you every breath out of you it can and keep you down. Take a hold of that positive vine and pull yourself back up. Take that positive vine and pull yourself from the depths of that negative quicksand of life, and be positive, and not only be it in your life, but also display it in others, because I know others would love to see that. Because this world, as much as the negative things are in this life, the world needs to see and needs to know that there are positive things in this life. And by being that, you never know whose life you may touch by being positive. So I hope that everyone enjoys the video. You know, like this video, subscribe to my account if you want to. I continue making videos to the very best that I can about different topics in life, in my life, things I made, thoughts, you know, emotions, things like that. So I appreciate it, and like I said, be positive and stay positive. And this is Bill Mack, signing off.